You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Welcome all you weirdos to the Weird Science Comics YouTube channel, where I'm going to be reviewing Loki #1, written by Dan Waters with art by Peralta. And I'll admit that Loki #1 flew completely under my radar, so saying I wasn't expecting much out of it is pretty much an overstatement. However, I've been slowly getting on board the Dan Waters trolley recently, and I always like to check out and review new #1s, so here we are. Thankfully, I did give it a whirl because even though I don't give out weekly awards, this is easily my pleasant surprise of the week. So let's get into it after I ask all of you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, enable the notifications, and let me know what you thought of Loki #1 in the comments below. Now, if you've listened to our Marvel review podcast, then you might know that while I like Thor and most Thor-adjacent characters at Marvel, I tend to drift from most of the stories very quickly. The math of it, cosmic plus Norse myth plus Thor speak, usually equals me getting bored and or losing my mind. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not for me, maybe because I'm a big dummy. However, Loki books usually have a different tone to them, and thankfully for me, this one does as well. Dan Waters seems to be having a lot of fun with Loki in this first issue, but he also does the unthinkable. He had me enjoying the stuff I usually do hate and get bored with. I still hate the Thor speak and will probably mispronounce every Norse name I use in this review, but I will finally be doing it with a smile on my face, which is crazy. The story is all about the sins of the past, right? And when you are Loki, that's a boatload of sins, or in this case, a giant boat, Naglfar. If you aren't caught up on your Norse mythology, Waters does a good job catching you up. It's a boat made of fingernails that'll be ferrying hordes of monsters to fight the gods during Ragnarok. And yes, I said it was made from fingernails, the fingernails of the dead. That's gross. Now, the gross fingernail boat isn't the problem here. The problem is that Loki, now being the god of stories, thought it would be cool to teach the frost giants of Jotunheim to read. You know, so they can read some of those stories, but it's also to keep them busy because Loki likes to relax and vacation, usually in Florida. Sounds nice enough so far, but when frost giants Rut and Glut read about Naglfar, they decide it would be a good idea to take the fingernail boat on a joyride. And that's when things get interesting. This sets up a fetch quest for Loki as he sets off to reacquire 3 pieces of the ship that broke off. And yeah, Rut and Glut didn't do a real great job of sailing Naglfar. But as these stories usually go, it won't be as easy as it might sound. And I said it earlier, but Dan Waters connects some recent happenings in other books to make this story feel really big. But it was the overall fun that won me over. Loki is hilarious without being overly goofy, and there are a couple Easter eggs that will surely put a smile on fans' faces, and we actually get in canon that Loki is in fact the Florida man, and that makes complete sense to me. Loki might be the smartest god in the room most times, but most times that and boredom leads him into trouble, and that's the case here. And I am all for it, and I'm looking forward to continuing with this book. Peralta's art is great, and reading it digitally, Mike Spicer's colors pop. I really enjoyed this first issue, and maybe it's because I had no expectations at all going in, but I am now going to start giving out rewards for books, and this is going to get my very first Pleasant Surprise of the Week award. So congratulations to Dan Waters, Peralta, and the rest of the team for receiving such a lofty prize. I know that they will just be overjoyed to hear that they get the award from little old me. And oh yeah, I'm also going to give Loki #1 a 9.2 out of 10. And I do think everyone should check it out. So that is it. Thanks everybody for hopping on board. And luckily it's not a fingernail boat. That's just disgusting. That weirds me out so much, but that is pure Norse mythology for you right there. So everybody, I hope that you do check this out. I hope that you, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. But let me know what you thought of Loki #1 in the comments below, and I will talk to you all later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.